Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is All Things Rosa. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, share and comment. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. Please tell a friend to subscribe to this channel because we are on our road to 1000. So today we are making crunchy cinnamon and vanilla flavored mandazis. Karibu jikoni. Let's just head straight ahead and I'll show you the process. Our ingredients are ready. For this recipe we are going to use flour, we are going to use vanilla essence, sugar, eggs, margarine, milk, and of course cinnamon powder to be able to make our crunchy mandazis. So I'm going to add flour, that is 3 cups of flour on a bowl that I'm going to use. Then I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt to taste. Slowly add it, and then we'll add cinnamon powder. That is cinnamon powder, 1 cup. Nicely mix the cinnamon powder. Gently mix the dry ingredients well, and ensure that everything goes in nicely and well inside. Then I'll add some sugar. Add some sugar in it and mix the ingredients again. Be very keen on the mixing process. You can use a mixer if you have, you can use your spatula if you have, or you can easily use your hands. I chose to use my hands in this case. And add some more cinnamon. Now that makes, add some more cinnamon, yes. Gently mix. Now I'm coming in with the margarine. Make sure you add your margarine into the mixture. Once the mixture is well done and well mixed, the dry ingredients are well mixed, then you'll come in with your margarine and nicely mix the margarine. Yeah, nicely mix, gently mix the margarine and the flour, the dry ingredients, until it is well mixed. Just keep on mixing. And make sure it is well mixed into the flour and well spread. You can also melt it, but I prefer mixing it this way because the goal is to make a crunchy mandazi. So the process is, and then rub it in well. Now the process of rubbing it in, if you miss this one, you might end up not having the crunch. It allows in air, and it also removes the lumps on the flour. It's the one process that if you miss the crunchiness. So just rub it in well until all the particles, the big particles, have dissolved into smaller particles. Then now come in with the eggs. Once it's well mixed, you can now add your liquid ingredient, that is the eggs. We start with the egg. Just ensure that your flour is well mixed before you put in your eggs. So put in your eggs nicely, gently. Take your time. In this case I'm using 2 eggs for this ingredient, and also mix it well. Ensure that it is flour properly spread. I prefer using my hand. I'll try using a spatula for the next recipe, but for this one I've always used my hand, so I prefer using hand to make sure that my ingredient is well mixed. It's the African in me, I think. So gently just mix it until when you feel it's ready, that's when you can come in with your milk and prepare your dough nicely. Come in with your milk and mix it. Now we are making the dough. Keep on kneading and mix it well while kneading until you feel like the dough is ready. Just knead and knead. You don't need a tender or a very soft consistency, or you don't need a very hard consistency. Should be somewhere in the middle. While kneading. And how do you know that your dough is ready? First, when the flour and the water completely mix and you cannot see the flour, and also when the stickiness on your hands also leaves, like when now the dough are not holding on to your hand for a long time, for the stickiness, the dough is not sticking on your hands, then you know that your dough is good to do. It is well mixed and ready. So I keep on kneading as I make sure that my dough is well kneaded and well mixed, and no flour is left outside, or there's no excess milk. So when your dough is well and nicely done, you can now come in with your vanilla essence. You can also choose to use your vanilla essence earlier, probably mix it with the milk, but because it's liquid, I choose to either use it after the dough, just to make sure that the consistency just gets in well, or you can choose to mix it with the other liquid flavor, that is when you're putting in your eggs as well. So here I'm going to add my vanilla essence to the dough. I'm going to use the cup, its lid for measurement, the tiny one, just 1 cup, and that will be enough for this one. Yeah, just 1 cup should be enough for it. And then again you come in with it and just knead it in, mix it to make sure that the essence is well spread into the dough. I also missed the part where I had put some oil, some vegetable oil inside the dough. This is to soften it and to allow it mix nicely, just to spread nicely, and also when you're putting it to wait, it absorbs the oil nicely. So the camera went off while I was adding the cooking oil. That's why we missed that part. But so just add a little oil into your dough once it's ready and mix it well, spread it well. Our dough is now ready. It's well done, it's mixed properly, and it's not really hard and not so soft and tender. Yeah, and that's the consistency we were looking for, so we achieved the consistency. Now come in with your wet kitchen towel. It's a damp kitchen towel, or you can alternatively use your cling foil to cover the dough and put it aside to wait. So in this case I'm using my damp kitchen towel and covering it. I'll put it to wait for about an hour before I come back and prepare it for cooking. We are almost ready to start making our dough. It's ready. 1 hour has already passed since I've placed it to wait, and now I'm coming in with the dough to roll it and make sure that to give the shape to them, our mandazis. So see how it's light and easy. It's also stretches easily, making it easy to work on and give it shape. Yeah, so roll your flour. I hope if you follow the process up to here, I hope you understand, but you can also drop a comment on the section below just to ask a question if you did not get anything, if you missed a step through the process, or if you would want more clarification, and maybe if you would love the process of it and you think you've learned something and you can try it out, just drop a comment below. Yes, and you can also share with your friends, especially those ones who you know are struggling to make their mandazis. So cut it nicely into cubes. I'm going to cut mine into cubes to ensure that, just to give it that shape, but I'm not going to cut the edges. So some will make the triangle shape and others will be rectangular shape. Nicely, just take your time. And also as we were doing this, I was preheating the oil. I'll show you at some point. I was preheating the oil, so to cut it easily, if the dough is sticky, you can put your knife inside the preheated oil and then use it to cut your dough. It makes cutting it easier to avoid the stickiness if your dough came out sticky. There we go, we are already ready with our dough and our pieces of mandazis. So it's just putting it back into the oil step by step as we continue. This that I made it serves two, but not in one sitting, because we are just two, so we can have it and again. It does not serve two in one sitting, but it can serve up to 6 people in one sitting, depending on your appetite for mandazi. You have to put it nicely into the oil. The oil had preheated while I was rolling the dough and cutting it into shape nicely. Ignore my spoon. I was using the big one because I do not have a smaller one, so I will get a smaller one, but for now we were using this one. So you can use anything to turn. You can even use your spoon. Some people hold back because they will say that I do not have enough tools for cooking, so this should not be the problem. You can use even your fork to just turn it. Use whatever is available for turning your mandazis and changing them. So the moment you put it in heat, just give it a few minutes, then turn it over. Before it browning, just turn it over so that the heat can spread nicely and well. Then you will, once it's cooked, also you will turn to the other side. You see how well the mandazis are coming out. Unfortunately, I had put few mandazis in the pan, so there's a lot of space, so even turning it might be a problem, because you might turn and then it gives a 360 again, turn and it gives, because of the excess room that it has for cooking. You can add more to fill it up, but not too squeezed as well. See how well they are coming out. Yes, the mandazis are turning golden brown, and the scent is just, the smell coming from it is just out of this world. It smells so good. This one can even call your neighbor, can invite your neighbor without you inviting them. Ajifanya anakuja kuomba kiberiti, kumbe ni harufu ya mandazi imemuita. So you should try this recipe. It's vanilla and cinnamon. I'm trying it for the very first time, those mixtures. I've used cinnamon before, but I've never used cinnamon together with vanilla as a spice, as an ingredient for mandazi. So you can try it. See it, how it's ready. It's looking good. Yeah, it's coming out well. It's crunchy. It looks yummy. I can't even wait to taste it. Coming in with the round 2 for mandazis. Yeah, you see, the first ones really came out well, so this is the second round. The oil is still heated, nicely heated, and the mandazis are cooking nicely. I'm just loving the process, so I hope you're enjoying it too. I hope you're liking the process as well. Remember, do not be limited. You can also use your sufurias to make mandazis. You just don't limit yourself as you're waiting for a cooking pan or waiting for a spoon, so you're postponing your cooking. As long as you have your rolling pin, which you can also substitute, you're good to go. And these ingredients are readily available in the market. They are not things that you're going to look for longer, so you take it that. beautiful people, thank you so much for watching through the end. I hope someone learned something and how to make crunchy cinnamon mandazi. Hope you enjoyed the process, and please try it and see if you are able to make it. They are very yummy and tasty. This is how your mandazi will look like. Yummy. I'm so in love with these mandazis. I've never tried a mixture of cinnamon and vanilla. I've made cinnamon before, but now this is a mixture of cinnamon and vanilla. It's so yummy, so tasty. You will want to try this. I bet you'll want to try this and you'll never regret it. Thank you for watching. Adios.